All right. Well, I just want to say these guys, are responding in a very, very positive way. They come in here and not have a chance to play, but they played hard. They got off to a great start. The start was critical against a team like this. We got to get off to a great start and make them chases. Now, understand the NBA game, you won't have a situation where you have a 15-point lead, 14-point lead the first quarter, first half. Teams are going to make runs, especially good teams at home. So we knew that part. We wanted to stay real, real close, so we had a chance late in the game to win. And we made a ton of plays down the stretch. The guys did a great job. Shot the ball very well. First time in a game of a winning effort, well for us, because we've been down to 29 percentile. John Salmons, who has been struggling big time, made some critical plays, shots down the stretch. I think I got to get this out. Francisco Garcia came up to me during a timeout and whispered in my ear and said, "Coach, leave Johnny in, let him go, let him play." And that's the compliment of a team player right there. And he wants the team to do well, and he wants John to do well. And that's the partnership those guys are forming with each individual. More importantly, this group one played a great game. Tyreek almost with a triple-double, made some big plays, rebound, moving the ball high, want him to move the basketball, getting other people involved. And Marcus Thornton. So all of them right down to tonight anyway, the best guys on our team played well, and our bench also.
Keith, why were you so successful early on jumping on them?
I think I'm trying to get this team to become a running team, because we have the ability to be a running team that can rebound, and that's unusual. Most of the time you have a running team that can rebound, but we have the strength of a young team that are good rebounders. So we got out to a great start. You saw early in the game, we had several of our bigs finishing plays off the break. So the luxury that we have is that we are big with bigs that can run and they can rebound, and that's a luxury. And then you have perimeter players who can push the ball. They haven't been in the kind of shape that's necessary to be able to run a team right now, but they're getting there, because now we put together strings where we can get out and run, and once we get in the open court, we can have our fun and play off of each other from there.
Coach, it seemed like when the Spurs took that lead in the fourth quarter, your guys didn't get rattled, whereas times we've seen them kind of things go wrong, they just kind of fall apart. What's different about
I think it was
tonight?
a combination of myself, but a combination of them, and I give them credit because they did hold their composure. Coach Jim Iron made a great comment in the timeout huddle. Our staff is a compliment of each other as well, and he said, "Guys, we're on the road, down by 2 against this team right here. We would trade that for anything to be in this position right here." And I think the conversation that we're having amongst ourselves in our timeouts and our huddles is calming the guys down. And it's my job now to make sure I get the right play and the ball in the right people's hands to make plays. And I called a couple of plays for John Salmon to get the ball in his hand in the area of the floor where I knew he probably could operate pretty well, and he made the shots that were necessary. So I think we're growing. We're not there yet because we still have a couple of animals on the road that we got to deal with. But tonight was a big step today, and these guys did something that they haven't done here in a long time, win a game here. I've been in the league for a long time and have never had success in this building. So it's one game, I know, but when you're trying to build something special, every little thing counts for our basketball team.
What happened to Marcus?
Just got hit in the head. You have that rule, we have the NBA, you have to go check for concussion possibilities, and he went in and everything was fine.
Why would you call a play for John, considering how he has struggled? What made you do that?
Because I gave it a two-part, because he had 2 parts where he could possibly drive first, and the second part he would have gotten to his sweet spot on the floor, which is to pull up around the elbows. So I knew rather than waiting for him in the corners for a shot to come to him, it would be a case where he can have the ball, make a play, because he's a smart player, so he can move it to someone, or his shot, or his drive. So I think it put him in a mode where he was a playmaker more so than a guy who's just waiting.
Is this kind of a growing process for a young team?
Oh, without a question, this is a tremendous growing process. You want to get some nuggets on the way while you're growing, because you know you're going to hit some lumps and you're going to look bad. Dallas was a bad case for us. But we held together as a group. The team held together. We, as coaches, myself, we kept the work on them. We kept pushing them to work and get better for the long haul, not the short term. And another big step here tonight was that we came in here, played with the energy necessary to win on the road, and manage the difficulties that we had throughout the game. and eventually got ourselves in a great position to make a play and made some free throws down the stretch to kind of seal the deal.
Well, about Tyreek's decision making, it seems like over the last couple of weeks, his assists have gone up. But even when he's not getting assists, he's looking ahead more, and he seems like he's finding guys better in the open floor.
I've always had the vision from watching him. He was a guy on our radar in my other position where I was, but I just felt that with the right teaching and sharing with him what he needs to see and putting guys in spacing spots so when he does drive, he knows where guys are. And I think that's the growth of him now. This next step for him is to, because the guy he's going to play minutes, so the guy has the ability to be able to make plays for himself, but more importantly, to make plays for other people, and then guys have to just make the shots that he's going to deliver. But he's doing a good job of surveying his floor, and we call it mapping. And when he mapped the floor to see where everybody's at, then he can make the right play. He doesn't have to get all the way to the paint, because the defense, their job is to collapse and control the paint. And now you don't try to run over guys. Just move it out to other teammates and let them make a play.
For 17, 13, how much does he get up for a game against the Valley Thunder?
You know, I try to tell him, as any young player, I want to play well, but I say, don't get up for just one guy. Get up for everyone in the league. That's what the good players do. The good players get up for every team in the league. Because if you get into the habit of getting up for just a good player or a top-rated player, you're going to be on a yo-yo. So I want him to be up for every single player and play great against everyone, not just one name. So when he arrives to the White Howard or Tim Duncan, he's in a natural mode already. That's what we're trying to get all our guys to do. It's a natural reaction for a guy to see a name and a number and he wants to play. Great against him, but I think it's good for him to try to focus on playing great against him.
In that last play, can you talk about offense?
Offensive defense or defense? On defense, well, Tony Parker takes the ball out, which is a definite tip point because he never takes the ball out. And I didn't recognize it right away. I knew it was going to be a handoff. But I think what Cuz did, we're probably going to get a foul. We had one to give. But Cuz did the right thing. Because sometimes the foul to give can get you in trouble because you can get out there and foul. Now the next one, they just drive, bump into you. You're there to bonus. But Cuz did a great job. He read the situation, and he jumped out just enough to cause Green to go out maybe 1 foot more. So when his floater went up, he was that much away from the basket. Had he not gotten there and kept giving ground, he runs right into the basket, lays the ball up, bucket goes in, and now I didn't call it a foul to give. But I think Cuz, he's a thinker. His attention to what's going on around him. And he got out there on a dribble handoff, which all coverage on dribble handoff is to get out and show big. And he did that.
Thank you.